Welcome to the IESF Europe Dota 2 qualifiers for 2024. I'm Waxin, joined by Black, and we are here with the second series of the qualifiers on stream. And Black, we have a really cool one coming up next. It's France versus Ukraine. France, the absolute underdogs versus Ukraine, the squad that I would even argue that will probably get a top 3 in this qualifier.
Hard to disagree with that, honestly. Ukraine looks super strong, although there are a lot of great players in a lot of different teams as well. So top 3 is not going to be easy, but it's a pretty safe estimate probably. Like their team looks really strong. With Crystallize there as well. It's gonna be tough to beat them for sure. As you said, France, they're not fielding the best players that they have in their country. So it could potentially be a very one-sided affair, but we don't want to write them off before we see them. So let's see what they got to offer. We already know Ukraine, though, as you said, big favorite.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I didn't say first place Ukraine. I think there's still a room to play.
Yeah,
And last year, they fielded a similar roster with Stonebank playing, I believe, and I think they had Kidaro as a support. So a few changes have happened since last. But yeah, let's take a look at this 2024 lineup for Ukraine coming up right now on your screens. And we already mentioned some of the players. It's going to be Crystallize on the safe lane, Moonlight, Infernal, Stonebank again, and QBFY. And I'll be honest, Crystallize and Stonebank are staple names. Moonlight, Infernal, and QBFY are making a bit of a, they're growing their name in the scene, but this is essentially a full Monty lineup squad. I believe 4 of the 5 players currently playing for Monty Esports are representing Ukraine.
yeah. And we have a couple more teams, even in this qualifier as well, that are just like that. The Greek squad, of course. They're a
Yeah.
full squad, filling the entire roster. And teams like these, they always have a huge advantage in terms of synergy and in terms of just draft knowledge. You're basically fielding your entire team. So all the practice that you take into big tournament qualifiers, which all of these guys are playing,
Yeah.
you'll be able to deploy here.
And now France, we have Atouf, Joral, Horal. Do you pronounce the J in French? Yes, you do. Joral, that's the one.
Yeah, Jouer. Yeah.
Cry, Shin, and Simas. Unknown quantity, right? We would like France to put up a great performance here, but I'm gonna go on a limb and say they are in Group D, and there are other countries that they can maybe try and defeat, maybe the likes of Hungary, Israel, or Poland. Ukraine, well, I'm not that certain it's gonna happen, especially in the best of one.
Yeah. I think this is a situation that we would like to call a toughie. It's a toughie for them, but it's not impossible. I think we'll have a much better picture though after the draft. Like if Ukraine gets completely outdrafted, I can definitely see France win. But at the same time, I can't really see that happen either because, as we said, they're almost a full team.
And I gotta say, like, France played really well last year in the qualifiers. They came in third, just missing out of the Europe slot by one place. So by the same logic, if they came in third this time around, they would qualify because obviously here for the Europe IESF qualifiers, we have 5 slots this year. But all of the 5 players have changed. So I can't really, gauge their performance or progress from last year compared to this one. As we are right now getting into the draft in just a few moments. It is right now on your screen. And since we last saw each other, Black, a couple of weeks ago, the meta has changed, but not really in the sense that the off lane is still the most important lane currently.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we did have a patch, but as you said, it hasn't really changed all that much. Offlanes are going to be super important. I just want to see more Brute Mother. Like I already told you back then when we did the other qualifiers, I think Brute Mother is super busted. Now finally it's coming out. And it's not banned so far. So hopefully we get to see it in this match because like the power of Brute Mother can't be overstated right now. It's just such a strong hero. Pretty much impossible to lose lane with. As their first pick again. Second time today. Very interesting.
I think it gives you a bit of that flex. You can run it safely, you can run it mid, and that's why the teams like it so much. It's also quite fun, especially when you're a team like Ukraine. Like we said, they're the heavy favorites, and they don't want to play some of that boring stuff. They're like, oh, let us play Shadow Fiend, let us have fun, let us run into our opponents and try to outskill them. But France with a really strong response in the Spirit Breaker, charging around, maybe bashing even a potential charge. If the Requiem of Souls right is not an instant cast, so a good response from France. But again, take all of our analysis about this draft with a pinch of salt because I believe we can both pretty much say even if France would win the draft, that doesn't necessarily mean we believe they can convert it. But that's why we love these type of qualifiers, because upsets can always happen. And I just want to retract what I said, because I said I don't think France could do it in a best of one, but actually, no, that's wrong. In the best of one, they can maybe get a one and done over Ukraine.
Yeah, very possible. Like if it's any format, it's probably to be a one, which is obviously the least forgiving one. And we have just seen the Spirit Breaker also in our first match against the SF, and I mean SF just can't really play Dota against Spirit Breaker. So we'll see how he deals with it. Because in game one that we just saw, it was obviously a carry. And a carry, SF is even more scared than a mid SF, I would say, because as a mid SF, at least you can build Yule, you can break his charge. You have options. As a carry SF, completely at his mercy.
Absolutely, but they're taking a bit of their time with this draft right now, burning through some of their reserve for a few bans. Sanking, what are your thoughts on Sanking now, Black? Because I've seen this hero even just now. It was being played in another tournament, and it's such an oppressive hero right now, especially on the mid lane, that I kind of hate it. I mean, I love Sanking being in the meta, but as a mid,
It's a hero that we, not all of us, have written off, but you know, after the change, after the nerfs, his win rate dropped to like, I don't know, like 40%,
30?
maybe a little bit higher than that. Ridiculously low. And now suddenly he's making a huge resurgence. As you, just pretty much like you, I do not like playing against the hero. I think it's super annoying. Sandstorming around, these little Boros strikes everywhere. Epicenter is an absolute game changer. But, you know, as a spectator, as a caster, I think it's a super fun hero to commentate.
Makes sense. But we now have the Rubik first or second support potentially if the Spirit Breakers also support for France reveal, and Ukraine will respond with a Clockwork Dark Willow. I would have said about 2 months ago that this is a great combo. You throw the Bedlam on the clock and he just hook shots an opponent. Of course, you can't do that anymore. Bedlam is now a self-targeted only. So at least these two heroes create a bit of separation between the Shadow Fiend and the potential charges and all of the other heroes that might want to get on top of him. You throw the brambles or the cogs, you kind of protect your Shadow Fiend from everything else around him.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong combo. I mean, even Dark Willow, being a university hero, deals a lot of right-click damage. If she ever gets a decent amount of items, the minus armor synergy is quite nice for her as well. You have the double fear, like Terrorize and SF ult together can be incredibly oppressive. Storm as well, so it's another carry SF.
Wow. Of course, you can say that the cogs are a bit of a fear. They don't fear you, but they push you back as well, right?
Yeah. I honestly, like, we have seen a couple of Clockworks in the other region qualifiers where they just max the cog,
yeah.
which is, to me, still something I don't think makes that much sense. Just cause battery assault is basically you go to skill to farm, to kill heroes around the map. Like, if you don't have that, what do you really do?
Yeah,
I mean, you're annoying, you know, but
I think it's also because of the the facet of the expanded armature. That's why people go for that. They really want to push it around. I think we might see a bit of that because Clockwork is quite good at dealing with this charge from Spirit Breaker. Either cogs or battery assault, like you mentioned, kind of nullify that. Even the hook shot to catch him if the Spirit Breaker wants to run away. I like the Venomancer here from France, but I don't really like the Zeus Black. This hero got, I don't know, 12 nerfs about 3 weeks ago, and ever since, every single time I see it, he just doesn't win at all.
yeah, it's definitely one of those heroes that I don't know what his place in Dota is right now. So before he got nerfed, obviously he was this like Manta sort of right-click split pusher that then farms super fast and becomes like a menace in team fights. After they've taken it away, like I don't even think people know his place right now. Like they're trying to play him as a spellcaster, but spellcaster Zeus in my books is pretty much gone. Like it works for like 20 minutes, then enemies get hype, BKB, or a shroud, and you sit there and you're like, well, I wish I was another hero. But you
And
can't
I
do
think,
anything.
and I think also this is the reason why we see the Storm Spirit being picked here. It was basically instant. You saw Zeus, and then they just completely said, "Oh, Zeus and Veno, they don't have a reliable stun other than the Rubik telekinesis." Storm is quite good at getting away from the Spirit Breaker as well, and Storm, yeah, maybe doesn't necessarily run over the Zeus in the mid lane, but can definitely do so as soon as he hits level 6.
Yeah. It's one of the hardest counters in Dota. Always has been.
Yeah.
But much less so when Zeus actually had the right-click options. Because he was incredibly tanky. Like, he can literally just hit you in your face once you jump him. But if you go for the Spellcaster Zeus, you're so afraid of Storm. Literally. Like, he builds Orchid, you're screwed. The Manta build doesn't work anymore. So what options do you have? You can build Eul Scepter, but then you set yourself up to just die to SF or all the other heroes. Like, there's no good option for him right now.
Oh my god.
Dude, that lineup is nasty, man.
They're just running at you, man. They've got vision, they've got jump, they've got reposition, they've got AoE spells, they've got armor reduction from both the corrosive haze of the Slardar and of course the Shadow Fiend later on with the presence of the Dark Lord. It's kind of drastic here for France. As by the way, we might be looking at a Venomancer offlane or a Spirit Breaker. Let's see. Okay, what?
Oh, there she is. I mean, not what I expected to see her, but we see her nonetheless. Let's see what she can do.
Broodmother into Shadow Fiend, Slardar Storm. I mean, even the supports in Ukraine are all right at dealing with her.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, her passive with the mischance, it's pretty good against SF pre-BKB. It's very good against Slardar pre-BKB. And it's one of the heroes that you can't really bully out of lane, I'd argue. Like, that hero just has so much staying power. But it must be a carry brute then. The entire lineup is very whack, I gotta admit. I'm not entirely sure what their plan is. And obviously, I have to say that I'm giving a big advantage to Ukraine. But the lineup has some potential to surprise us, for sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, according to my small analysis, what this is. Shin is the mid lane player. Yeah?
Yeah.
Simas is the carry player.
Okay.
Cry is the offlaner. Joral is 4 and Atufix is 5. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that my research is incorrect, because I hope we're not seeing a Broodmother position 5.
I mean, hey, we said we want to see the hero. Maybe that's not how we wanted to see the hero, but
I mean, I'm gonna just say most probably my research is wrong as we are getting ready to hop into game France versus Ukraine IESF Europe qualifiers. Let's see what these two squads have prepared for us and if France can upset Ukraine in this second match of the day. We are right into it, Black. It's oh man, France, can you pull off the Broodmother into so many counters?
it's gonna be tough. Maybe that's why they make it a support Broodmother, because you're so countered. But then why would you pick it to begin with?
Yeah,
hey, I want to see it though. I want to see it.
They're already spotting each other. Nice Gale off the low ground, connecting onto KBF. Shadow raises, Cogs separation. Shin is isolated for now, but now Moonlight versus Atu. Trading blows. Nice stun onto 2 coming in from Stowbank. It's going to be the first blood collected by the Storm Spirit now. Eknart will be the second to fall. They're trying to get their priorities onto Crystallize, and it will be a 2-4-2, but you lost your Shadow Fiend, and now Moonlight on the Storm Spirit is going low, and that's going to be a double kill for Joral's Zeus.
Yeah, nice little counterplay there, actually winning the level 1. I mean, the level 1 is incredibly strong, of course, the Venomancer and Zeus. I like that move. Getting a little bit of an early lead is definitely what you want when you're considered the underdog.
Yeah, I mean, also playing in the spider web, I think that's a bit of an overlook there, right? It gives our move speed bonus, it reduces the health region of yourself, and level 1, you have your region reduced, you're basically turned into nothing. As like you said, if you're a France fan, you wanted them to start this way.
I see. Zeus middle as expected. And then it's actually an offlane Veno. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in quite a while as well.
Let me see, what is his facet like? He's got the Noxious Plague, okay. No, the Plague Word Carrier! He's got the Plague Word Carrier, Black! Oh my god!
As an offlaner?
Yeah, of course. He has a Spirit Breaker in the team and a Broodmother. You pop the Plague words on top of them, and then they just run at the opponents. That's very interesting. I haven't seen that Since I played it when it came out, I thought it was fun. I thought it worked out. But the Noxious Plague is so much more valuable. That's it's interesting to see this choice here.
Did they ever fix the Roshan thing? If you can do Roshan with Venno?
I don't think that's in the game anymore. No.
Good. It shouldn't be in the game.
I think they also needed to flex it because you can't have Spirit Breaker Core versus a Shadow Fiend safe lane, right? You're just not gonna get any last hits. Whereas if you're a range hero, you're doing a bit better.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true. But as I said previously, like in theory, Brute Mother should not get bullied out of the lane at all. Almost impossible to bully Brute out of lane. Such a sustainable hero. Both through the webs, through the life leech on Q.
Moonlight's pursuing Joral, also obviously with a static slide. That is the moving static remnant. But Joral will get the first water rune, and now he's getting isolated from a couple of creeps under his tower. Moonlight playing very nicely, forcing Joral to miss, well, both XP and gold there. Now will go his way bottom and pick up the water rune of the bottom side. So far, so good for the Dire side.
So we really want to see France get up to a good lead early here. I don't really think they have a great chance late game, to be honest. Like, the heroes don't scale nearly as well as the Ukrainian ones do.
Simas, a couple shadow raises, and the battery assault clockwork pursuing him. Oh, a nice cry coming in to tank some of that damage, allowing the Rubik to escape. And yeah, he got away scot-free. He forced out some mana usage from the Ukrainian side. Bottom, we see QBF. Bit of a pressure, but he is not going to keep being pursued as a Tooth needs to go back and try to last hit a bit more. Already 7 last hits behind this Slardar. Like you said, she shouldn't get bullied, but look at the pressure right now. Blood Grenade coming in and the Brambles. One more bash will do the job, but a bash in exchange from Shin. It's got to be a stone back with another stun, getting the kill onto the Broodmother, and now Spirit Breaker gets bashed, right click, and double kill for the Slardar. It's not a double kill, actually. QBF collected the first one, but that's disgusting.
Yeah, incredibly strong lane. Even a hero like Broodmother, apparently, who is known for her sustainability, can't stand there. As you said, really far behind in terms of losses already. And it's gonna get worse, right? One starter hits level 6, you're gonna melt, like, literally.
Oh, charge mid. There is a lightning bolt available, Black. They're not gonna go for it. Moonlight's a bit too speedy, and at least they will get both water runes. No, QBF is down bottom, and he's gonna use the Brambles to stop the Spirit Breaker from picking that one up, and now tanks another Bramble, gets the right click, but this Dark Willow Shin does have charge in just a few moments. Can he get out? He should be able to if Joral wants to go for it. Lightning Bolt stun. Joral, nice. Slowing them, but the right click, long range. Oh my god, the vision at the very last moment due to daytime does connect, and Shin falls.
Pretty easy kill there. Yeah, I mean, all Ukraine has to do really is survive the early game and then transition into a strong mid game. But as I said, like, their mid-late game is far superior to the Radiant side, who pretty much only has spell damage. Like, if they get a hood, truth be told, they don't have the best hood builders. Maybe a Clockwork will have to go for it later on. But if they ever get one, sorry, Pipe, it's gonna be super tough. Oh, he jumped in! Okay.
Oh, that's a funny interaction. It's the electric vortex into heavenly jump. That's why he was facing the opposite way. But now Simas, level 3 on the Rubik, gonna come to mid. Moonlight doesn't have level 6, but it will be just a couple more right clicks getting him the kill. 6-3 for the Ukrainian squad. And other than this Fenomancer up top, Black, everybody else is struggling for their life.
Yeah, Venno is doing surprisingly well, but so is SF, of course, in the lane, so there isn't really a winner there. But yeah, bot lane especially, I'm super worried about. They'll need a Zeus gank at some point, or maybe Thunder God's Wrath will be able to do the job. That's going to get tough for them, for sure.
Let's see, minute 6 power rune. What is it gonna spawn? We see Egnart already rotating in, trying to get this one for his side. There's going to be a bit of a scuffle, and QBF will not find it, as I believe they're trying to protect the region. Eknart will be forced to get it, not allowing the Storm Spirit to come and fill up his bottle with it.
Yeah, where's the Oracle when you need him?
Oh my god, Thunder God's Wrath comes in, doesn't do that much work, but the Storm Spirit has to get out before dying. Shin will fall, and now the Zeus, a nice heavenly jump, sidestepping both the Cogs and the Brambles, gets back to safety, and it's a 1 for none. But now they're going with Crystallize up top, who will die to this Venomancer level 5 plus a Rubik level 3. Crystallize getting caught out of position. Maybe he was watching the action in mid.
Yeah, well, IESF is a very susceptible hero, of course, so if you ever land a Gale or a Lift, it can be very easy to kill him. And yeah, must have been caught with his pants down just, for a short time. But SF, he's such a squishy hero. Very easy to kill him. For now, at least.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 49 and 10 denies. That's a great start for him. But I believe if we take a quick look at the net worth now that we've hit minute 7, he's behind the Venomancer on the back of that kill.
Yeah, they were probably pretty mad at him, too. I don't know if you ever get that, but in certain games, you're just so mad at a certain player because they might outplay you or they might always target you, and you just wanna, you wanna get them gone.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel that?
Yeah, of course you do. Especially if you've been playing for a hot minute and you're lost a few games and then you keep getting annoyed in lane. Of course it happens.
Yeah, and then you're like, throw everything at him all the time, and the guy's wondering what he did to you.
Okay, they're slowing down. The Wisdom Runes were also traded at minute 7. But now, another Power Rune, minute 8. Charge onto Moonlight. It will spawn bottom, and it's going to be a Haste Rune. Who's going to collect that one? It doesn't even matter. Moonlight just wants to kill this Spirit Breaker. Doesn't have any other escape. The Telekinesis, though, will buy himself a bit more time, but it's going to be a kill for him. And now, look at the rotation. QBF and Eknart there with a perfect Bramble. They're trying to get on top of Joral as well, sliding in. But the Cogs don't connect, and the Storm runs out of mana, so at least the Zeus will be safe for now.
This early game is exactly what Ukraine is looking for, though. Like, they just want to, as we said before, get into a strong mid-late game because they're vastly superior in that stage. And them already winning now is bad news for the France side because their early game is supposed to be much stronger, but it's not really showing just yet.
I can hear a stun down bottom. I believe they're trying to apply a bit more pressure. Yes, that's why we see this wraparound. A Tooth is going to sidestep him going down south, but the static slide will get enough vision. Electric Vortex, one more right click should do the job, and a Tooth does to the Remnant exploding, and it's going to be a mega kill streak for the Storm Spirit, who's now 6-1.
Yeah, I mean, we already briefly mentioned Storm Spirit is a super hard counter Brute Mother. It was a very brave pick, but potentially a very foolish pick into the Storm.
Some good rotate up here. Eknart doesn't have the hookshot. He used it to get on top of Joral, but I don't think he can kill this Clockwork, especially not if he gets back up. That's why QBF is here.
I love how he just turned around and whacked him once. Whoa. Be careful there.
Oh, the Venomancer cries definitely way too deep, as Joral does use the Thunder God's Wrath to get a kill to the Clockwork, but two of the Radiant side heroes are falling as we get the flags on the screen for just a moment, and the Spirit Breaker tries to get out there, but Moonlight gets another. It's a 3-for-1, including your most farmed hero falling up top, and it's an 8-kill deficit, favoring Team Ukraine.
And Storm already on an unstoppable streak. His CS isn't that impressive, but of course he made up with that regarding his kill score. You never want to have a fat Storm like that early on.
Nice turnaround. Hook shot.
Oh, nice
okay, that was not even on target. Come on, Black. You saw that was not on target. Really? It does connect though, so it will be a 2-for-1. Both supports sacrificing themselves, but they kill the mid lane as Moonlight tries to get out there. There is no stun. With the Spirit Breaker charge connecting to something else. So this is a small victory for France when it comes to gold, but they still lost your Zeus, who is so far behind in the last hit compared to every other core on the server right now.
Alright, so how that happened with the hookshot is, it latched onto him while he was jumping away already in the air. So yeah, it wasn't on target, but, it was kind of airborne, And you know how Dota is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not always the most logical, but that's why we like it. Who needs logic?
Yeah, we see a nice replay right here with when this happened, and you thought they would get away scot-free, but the turnaround from the Zeus was great, and of course Broodmother joining up with his team. That is the strength of this hero, even if you play that at position 1. Unlike other carries, Broodmother not only can join up with their team, but wants to join up with his team.
Yeah, definitely. Want to make use of that mobility. Cause even though you can scale really well into the late game, you are not the best late gamer.
Atos,
If he gets the
Gale,
Requiem out, oh yeah, be careful.
TP out, yeah, he's safe. Noxious Plague was used, so a lot of spells in cooldown now. 90 seconds, no Noxious Plague, but at least it's going to allow Joral to get the last hit at the tier 1 top. And they're buying themselves time. I think that is the name of the game. The only problem is I don't think this time is favoring them.
Yeah, unfortunately not. The lineup is really strong off the Dire.
Okay.
So, we'll see what they can make happen.
I gotta say, this is a bit of an overkill, but it is the mid laner. You're afraid he gets out, and if Moonlight can connect with another one as he's now on top of Shinch, Spirit Breaker, Pigpole will not get him out to safety as we have the Blink Dagger available already on Stonebank, who also kills the Courier in the process. TP is bottom back to farm. And this is a very, very big slaughter at minute 12.
Absolutely huge. SF also equally as huge. It's gonna be a stormy weather forecast, my friend.
Simas just got his level 6, wanted to steal a spell. Sadly, he didn't steal the Ball Lightning, so he gets caught. Killed again. 10 kills behind Ukraine. And I saw a bit of this in game 1 that you were covering with B-Cop. Really one-sided, but the team that is leading doesn't want to overcommit, which I can definitely respect, right? You know how Dota is. You make a mistake and then you get punished. But they're going for it. Shin just gonna be the sacrificial lamb, allowing Cry to get out there. It doesn't have Noxious Plague for 3 seconds. And yeah, kills keep being racked up by Ukraine.
God, like Storm already. Be another one with count.
Joral, nice jump away, but the damage over time still does the work. Now, Noxious Plague, Storm Spirit, can you get out to safety? We don't know that for sure, but the Veno definitely cannot. Storm TP's back to base, and he's gonna get out safely. You lost another 2 cores. And you gotta wonder yourself, what are we waiting for? Is it maybe a potential item on the Broodmother before she turns? She doesn't even have Orchid yet. I believe it's flying to her just as we speak.
Yeah, the issue with the lineup is, like, if you lose grip of the game early with your lineup, the way back into the game isn't really clear cut.
Yeah.
You're supposed to win lane, and then from there snowball into an advantage. If you're already behind now, like, what do they have to control the Storm? 1 live, and that's pretty much it. Like, Spirit Breaker has such a hard time catching him.
I guess the Orchid now is gonna be the answer attempt of probably Orchid into Harpoon is the you know, the wish list.
They don't need that, but she also needs her own BKB. You know, like, she has to counter Storm now because there's no other way. But
Shin,
what can she do now?
let me tell you a little bit of a fun fact, Black, because of course I know you are a Dota head yourself. Shin, representing France right now, I don't know if the actual player, but there is a very famous FPS player that I believe currently plays Valorant, and he's also from France. I wonder, is Shin like a common name in France? I don't think it is.
Yeah, it sounds more Japanese.
Yeah, definitely Asian origin for sure. But yeah, very famous player. I believe he used to play Counter-Strike, and now he made the switch to Valorant, and he's quite good.
I feel it's a very common switch, and probably one we're gonna see even more in the future.
Yeah, and then made the switch to Dota, of course.
Of course.
Again, it's definitely not the same player.
The superior game, obviously.
Of course. You know, you're talking about building pipes or cloaks. Simas bought a cloak for himself on the Rubik as he's had a bit of a rough game. But, impressive enough, he's been involved in all of the 8 kills that his team has converted so far for France. Meanwhile, there's a hookshot in mid. Zeus will heavily jump, but it will only be into the hands of Stonebank with a bash. Bramble from QBF, and is gonna fall for another time. Stonebank is 6-0-4 on the Slardar. And I believe the Zeus might be up there too, with 3 or 4 deaths already.
They should be racking up more and more. Now that the storm is getting bigger and bigger, it's going to be so hard for the Zeus to actually escape. out of any situation.
Oh, BKB used from Stonebank. Oh, what two? Doesn't have any chance. They're trying to turn around, but the Slardar has a 9-second BKB. 5 of them barely elapsed, and now they're blinking. They're jumping forward. They want to get on the backline on the supports. They will kill the Spirit Breaker. Simas will mostly follow suit. Joral joins up. They want to get the kill into Moonlight, and they will do so, but now it's a 2 versus 4. 1v4 rather. Joral, what are you going to do with your phylactery? He wants to turn around on Eknart. Do you really want to go that deep, though? I don't think you do. Stonebank's on the prowl. Hookshot misses and allows Joral to get the kill. 1 versus 3 now. Okay, he's trying to do this 1v3.
I know it wasn't the best trade on paper, numbers-wise, but that big storm spree probably made this worth for them. Like, he was worth a lot of money and experience. Ooh, Crystallize. If he dies now, it's a huge deal.
Nice Nether Strike. Oh, he's got their Nether Strike faster reposition. That's a very cool tool, and that's going to allow them to get the kill. And 1,000 gold swing collected by Shin and his side. I don't think I've ever seen a professional game with a Spirit Breaker going for the Nether Strike pushback facet. That is hilarious.
Well, definitely worked out in that case. Maybe we'll see it more often.
Okay,
what a damage, man. Ooh, it's nasty. He gets eaten alive.
Yeah,
it's kind of ironic, isn't it? He's supposed to be the one eating people alive.
Do you like spiders?
Do I like spiders? No.
Fair enough. Neither do I. Are there lots of spiders in Singapore?
Luckily not.
Oh, okay.
Luckily not, my friend. I would be I would never move to Australia because of that reason.
Oh, I believe in while we were just rewatching the replay, the Dark Willow and the Rubik both fell in a trade, I think. I'm not sure if the Broodmother died again or she was dead from the previous engagement, but Ukraine is 27-12 at minute 18, 10,000 gold lead, and it feels way more skewed than this. I believe let's throw up a look at the win rate probability. My God, maybe it's best we don't show that on stream. Let's just say France is not it's not looking too hot according to Dota Plus.
Yeah, that draft really has no business being behind gold at this point if they want to have like a serious shot at winning. Maybe if they can do something at Roshan, but it's gonna fall so fast.
Yeah, they got so much armor reduction. That corrosive haze is just too much, and it's gonna fall. Minute 19 Aegis for the Storm Spirit. What's the cliche thing that every caster says? It's one of the best Aegis carriers in the game, but it doesn't matter. He's not dying twice to recharge his mana. So Simas again tries to steal the ball lining. He will only be turned into powder by Moonlight, and minute 20 can't come soon enough, as the Tormentor might be a good pickup for the supports of France, but they're catching Shin in the process. Speaking of the supports of France, Corrosive Haze on top of the Slithering Crush from the Slardar, tier 1 falls collected by Crystallize, and this is just a bit of a walk in the park for Ukraine in the first game of the day.
Yeah, the issue is if you're ever behind against Slardar, like all your heroes will feel so damn squishy. I'm sure I've been in a similar situation before where it just feels like it's almost unplayable. Everyone just dies all the time.
Tier 2 falls. Like I said, minute 20, Tormentor was something that France might have wanted. It's not gonna happen now unless they want to contest. They do have all their ultimates, the Noxious Plague, the most important one. So they could go for this, I guess, into an Aegis Storm.
Very scary, but might be, the best play to have at this point.
Stormy falls, collected by Eknart. That's gonna give him the jetpack. And if you thought you were catching at least some of the supports of Ukraine to kill them, well, think about that twice, because you already mentioned, Black, how lackluster the lineup of France is when it comes to catch. So if you can't even get on top of a jetpacking clockwork, what are you gonna do? Like, is there any comeback potential here, do you think?
Realistically, it's gonna be very difficult. Maybe this could be it. I mean, he's so tanky with that Shroud, man. And they have a 5 as well.
There's a BKB on the Broodmother. She's trying to do some damage, but she's just eating so much right-click from all of the cores of Ukraine's side, and that was without Crystallize. And now Jump forward, Electric Vortex, another Orchid, Fade Bolt. They're really trying to kill this Aegis. Crystallize, pump faking this Requiem of Soul. Fade Bolt again. It's actually an Arc Lightning instead. Separation, they're trying to get away, as I believe we'll see the Storm Spirit denying himself with the neutrals. No, he's TPing back to base. Wow, so much value coming in for them. QBF, he should die to the Orchid damage, I believe. No, what? Shadow Realms and gets out. That is incredible. Okay, Gale, he could still get denied. Finally, Fadeball gets the kill. They took so long to get a single pick off.
At least they did get it. But the gold, as long as it stays in the favor of Ukraine and it doesn't go down, but even up, that's, as you mentioned a couple of times already, exactly what they want. Stay ahead. As long as you're ahead at this point in the game, you're well on your way to win this entire thing. What is SF going for? Just BKB. Mantis already up. And once SF has BKB, they really shouldn't be able to touch him anymore.
I just wanted to tell to our viewers at home that, yes, this is the first match between France and Ukraine. They did not play off-stream during the first series. So whoever wins this one will obviously be a step closer to, well, either of the top 4 coveted spots in this Group C. Top 2 taking you to the upper bracket, bottom 2 of the top 4 taking you to the lower bracket, as a 2 pops the BKB, turns her out, Orchid Malevolence, but the Storm still has the Aegis. And can you even run out of there? I don't think she can. Broodmother gets caught, Corrosive Haze on top of her for Vision, and Moonlight gets another kill. How many kills does the Storm Spirit even have right now?
He was beyond God and dominating against her, at least 14.
18
already.
Wow.
Oy, oy, oy.
Oh man, it's a tough start to the tournament, as we see Shin trying to get a bit of a small victory by canceling a TP, maybe allowing Joral to TP out to safety, but Eknart is on top of him and has a pipe. Is that a pipe from the Clockwork? Unbelievable. Crystallize is going to be here, hookshot coming in, and Joral gives away a killing spree to the Clockwork, and that's quite a big goal swing considering how far behind France is.
Very deep. Of course, there's the Aegis. He has BKB and the Shroud. Like, he is so incredibly tanky for Storm Spirit. Didn't invest into offense, like, at all, almost.
I mean, I think the key here is the right-click damage that they have through the presence of the Dark Lord and the Corrosive Haze, right? Even Storm Spirit has high attack speed with that Witchblade, so... Oh, we have a Nether Strike. They really want to kill the Dark Willow. Shin begging, pinging, please, join me, let's kill her. And we have a Ball Lightning finally stolen by the Rubik, but the Yule Scepter from QBF, and now the Terrorize to push him back, TP out to safety, and the Rubik will be the casualty that France has to pay for their attempt at slaying that Dark Willow.
I feel like Ukraine is always ready. For whatever France throws at them, they always are one step ahead, and they know exactly what they want to do.
Requiem of Soul gets offset by that BKB, but now the Riot clicks. That's the name of the game, like we said, and now Atuf dies in the tree line.
Jesus.
The vision isn't necessary, but the Spirit Breaker continues his charge. Let's see. Can he get on top of Eknart? The jetpack? One right click? Yes, he falls, and that was with a bit of the help of the Spiderlings. And now Shadow Amulet TP out. The Shadow Blade will be completed next for this Spirit Breaker. And, hey, 1 for 1 when you're 16k behind. It's not awful.
Yeah, any trade you can get your hands on at this point is probably going to be a good trade for you. Small baby step. Oh, Bruce again.
There's no more Aegis on the Storm, but he doesn't care, Black. He keeps on zipping, zapping, and getting another on top. Nether Strike. He's running out of mana. Nice bash, but there's nobody there to help him as this Venomancer is getting bullied in the back line by the Slardar and the Dark Willow. Storm still runs away. Spirit Breaker, he's almost there. He needs a right click. He needs a bash. Can he get on Moonlight? He's under Sentry Ward. Shin, what are you doing? Okay. They're gonna fall. Orchid on the BB target. That's not gonna do much. Now the Spirit Breaker falls to this Mask of Madness. Wait, that's not a Mask of Madness. What was that? Did you see the red effect on Shadow Fiend? It looked like he had Mask of Madness.
I think it's his new spell. The one where you get more attack speed.
Ah, I see. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Feast of Souls or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Anyway,
Which,
Team
to
White,
be honest, is a pretty badass name.
yeah. For a character, a hero as cool as Shadow Fiend, definitely that kind of, gives him a minus aura. But speaking of minus things, it's going to be the first minus set of melee racks from Ukraine taking out France. And I gotta say, at this point, if you're France and you're looking at your group stage, right, you gotta say, hey, we played arguably the best team in our group, maybe top two. We still need to learn something from this game and see how we can treat the next one, as we have a full region rune. Storm, Moonlight going for Atu, has to pop the BKB. Does he have a TP to go out? It doesn't seem to be the case. He will attempt so, but no! He's gonna expire now. The Slithering Crush, though, doesn't come through in time, and now they're gonna get a kill onto the Clockwork. Good punish.
Yeah, small kills like this, small trades like this could always be good. Again, I just don't see the scalability of their lineup. So even though, yeah, they're staying into in the game, trying to minimize the damage, their late game potential that their draft offers is just not there.
And we see the right leg build, by the way, for the Zeus, who also went for the live wire, not for the Thunder God's Wrath facet.
Wait, did I see it right? He went for
He went
Yasha
for right
Kaya?
Yeah. He went for the previous patch build.
Interesting. Let's see what it does for him.
Stonebank again using Slithering Crush to get a bit of more spell, speed because he has the Aghanim's. So that puts the water on the ground, but now another strike on top of the Shadow Fiend. He does have a BKB in the Requiem of Soul, but he gets telekinesis. Nice change time pitch to perfect now. Manta style BKB, Requiem of Soul comes in time, kills all the spiderlings, but does he have a tool to get out of there? He doesn't need a tool, he's just walking away.
Just walk away.
Okay.
Sometimes the best option.
He wants to turn around. Look at how aggressive he's playing on the very edge as Simas gets killed by the Stonebank Slardar, a Rocket Flare coming in for a bit more reveal. They couldn't even get on top of the Shadow Fiend, but I guess they at least forced the PKB.
Joker should be dead again. Yeah, you can definitely tell they're playing a little freestyle. Here on Ukraine. Definitely overplaying the hands quite a bit.
Oh my god, that Slithering Crush cleaned literally all the spiderlings, and look at the ball lying forward. Atu has to instantly pop the BKB, but it's only a 6-second. He's used it a lot. Can he get out of there? Or he's gonna get boom!
Oh!
He's not getting bashed, he's getting banished from this universe by the Soul Eater.
He just, half HP shot him.
That was incredible, by the way. And now no Brute for 50. Even if she does buy back, she's not gonna have a BKB. And Ukraine wants to get another set of racks. Joral is kind of tickling them. And man, look how little damage he's doing on this Zeus. And the Clockwork with the pipe is not even nearby.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's kind of what I mentioned before.
Slithering Crush on 3! Ooh. What a connection! And that might just be the beginning of the end. They're trying to get something in exchange. Crystallize does have the BKB. He's right-clicking from the Rogue Line, and it's going to be a dieback from the Broodmother as Cry is alone. 1v4, the only core remaining. They call out the GG, and Ukraine, 45-16, claim their first victory in the Europe IESF Dota 2 qualifiers.
Making it look very easy, I dare say.
They're starting off the tournament the way I was expecting them to, right? I think looking, like I said, on the previous iteration performance, especially when it comes to the actual World Esports Championships, Ukraine are always one of the names that feel like they should go for a good top 6, but they start off on the back foot and they get punished because they end up in a lower bracket where they somehow play versus one of the favorites teams and they get eliminated. So I like seeing Ukraine coming off playing at all cylinders, but like you said, there were a few mistakes there, maybe from the fact that it felt like they were so comfortable and they were freestyling a bit around the map, because when you do this type of plays versus the likes of Greece, the likes even of Romania or Georgia, which is in their group, you could get punished by some of those more experienced veterans, and we can see comebacks starting to mount against them.
For sure, but generally, as we can take a quick look at the highlights soon, you are going to be more, let's call it liberal in the way you play. When you're this far ahead, you're probably just gonna have some fun, you know. I'm sure Clock knows that he has no business there, like all by himself. But again, what really happens even if he dies there, right? Like the late game is just not there. So probably even if he died like 20 times that way, it wouldn't really matter because you just don't
20
scale into the late
times.
game. So
Yeah, I mean, it would have mattered as it would have made the game slightly more challenging. But I know I agree with you. Like the comeback potential was basically non-existent. You know, if you have a Naga there or a Terrorblade or one of these late game cores on the Radiant side, then maybe I could see it. But France didn't have any of those tools, and that's why they got shut down in such a fashion. And with that being said, Black, France, they still put on a pretty decent performance. I believe that game was about 29, 30 minutes, which is it's a good start for them. I see other results happening off stream with teams losing in 18 and 22 minutes. So maybe France, again, played long enough versus arguably the favorite in their group to learn something from their mistakes and bounce back, as they still have plenty of other games and still many chances to make it not just out of the group stage, but even in the upper bracket.
yeah, I would actually say the way they played wasn't all that bad at all. But the draft just didn't, like, they had too many weaknesses, too many loopholes. And that's
Yeah.
usually what separates like the really good teams from the just okay teams. The fact that drafting is so important and the fact that seasoned teams always have at least a decent draft. I'm not gonna say they outpick you all the time, but they're gonna have at least a decent draft. They can play from behind, that just has synergy. You know, like in Dota, if you put all your eggs into one basket, like right here in the laning stage, and then you lose laning stage, the game is over.
I'm also quite concerned about this Broodmother reveal because clearly a Truth is a Broodmother player, and I think he played a hero very well, considering the fact that there were so many counters for a Broodmother. Like, we talked about the Slardar, we talked about the Clockwork for the Vision, Storm Spirit Classic just jumps on top of you, and you've revealed your Broodmother now, which I assume, yes, it's a meta pick, but not many teams will know that an unknown quantity like France can run it, and you got punished in such a fashion that will make the future teams for the remainder of these qualifiers aware that you have that up your sleeve.
Yeah, as you said, despite him being countered quite a bit, he still had a decent performance. I mean, Broodmother is a very strong hero right now. If you know how to play it, you're definitely going to be on people's radars for sure.
Well, that is going to be the second series of the qualifier done. I'm going to just give you a quick update of some of the other results that happened off stream. We had Belarus defeat Serbia. We had North Macedonia defeating Azerbaijan. At the same time, like I said, the second favorite in this group C, Georgia, annihilated Israel. And overall, in the other couple groups, Romania with a swift 1-0 victory versus Czech Republic, Greece, Turkey, and Belgium the same with a couple of victories for themselves. So we're ready to start shaping up to see the groups shape up with some of the favorites and some of the underdogs. But for now, we will be sending it to a couple of minutes break, and we will return with the third game of the day. Stay tuned.